Okay, learning is ever in the freshness of its youth, even for the old. Aeschylus. Well, let's find out. Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you learning anything today?
Glad to see you back.
Oh yeah.
Missed you in the summer.
What's that? Yeah, I took a nice little break. I gave you guys a...
Well done, yeah. The spelling is correct.
Oh, that's good, yeah. What about the truth and meaning of what I'm saying? Is that correct too?
I have to think about that.
Well, you know, you've had 15 years to think about it.
It's been that long.
Yes, it's been that long. And maybe you should start thinking about it. So yes, so much for older and wiser. You know, this guy was around when this whole thing started, which actually goes before 15 years. My protest began 15 years ago, a bit over 15 years ago, but the whole conflict started in, well, there was some conflict before, but in terms of the abuse by Reverend Ray Drennan, that was in November of 1995, and Keith Robinson, who I was speaking to there, was around at the time. So this is somebody who has basically chosen willful ignorance over a free and responsible search for truth and meaning for the better part of 20 years now. So much for being older and wiser. And on that note, we shall wrap this up and start a fresh clip, I think. Yeah, we got a few people. We'll just keep this running until there aren't so many passers-by. Good morning. Because it's true. I am protesting against serious problems with this church and with the greater Unitarian Universalist religious community. They basically do a very, very poor job of dealing with clergy misconduct. And there's other issues such as anti-religious intolerance and bigotry on the part of members of the church and some clergy. So those are my two main issues, are the anti-religious intolerance and bigotry, mainly perpetrated by the more militant atheist members against God-believing people and Christians in particular, Catholics even more in particular. And then again, coming back to clergy misconduct, you know, when a person files a clergy misconduct complaint against the Unitarian Universalist minister, the social dynamic is not much more different than what happens in other churches. You know, they basically dismiss the complaint or pretend nothing happened. Only in the most serious cases where there's no possibility of denying what happened will they then deal with it to some extent. But they often go after the person who filed the complaint. It's happened to me and it's happened to other people. You blow the whistle, they pretend the minister did nothing wrong, and then they attack you for blowing the whistle. So that's it.
Well, I'll look into that.
Yeah, well, I have a blog. There's also, if you want an outside perspective than me, but it's actually a Unitarian Universalist perspective, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Nashville, Tennessee, have a site called UU Safety Net, because they had a clergy sexual misconduct problem back in the early 90s or late 80s, and it affected their church very badly. So they're very concerned with these issues. And so they have a whole website called UU Safety Net. And if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, you can read what they have to say, and I can assure you it's very reliable. And thank you for engaging in a free and responsible search for truth and meaning this morning.
Like when somebody who takes the trouble to do what you're doing,
Right.
you need to ask.
Very good. Congratulations. I wish more people did. But thank you. I appreciate it. And on that note, we shall wind up this clip. And call it, where are we at? Oh, not even 5 minutes. Yeah, we're keeping that. That one's going on YouTube, I think. Very positive, rational discussion with an older woman. So it's kind of fun that it follows in the footsteps of Keith Robinson's total denial and willful ignorance. This woman's face is not that familiar. I think she's fairly new. So she's got a fresh perspective. And that's it for now. So we're just again calling for justice for UU clergy abuse victims and shining a light on how UUA leaders pervert justice. And yeah, we're also not too happy about, well actually I'm thrilled to bits actually that the UUA engaged in legal bullying, because they just look incredibly stupid. On that note, we shall wind this clip up.